For example, if somebody wanted me to do something, you know what I would do? If I can't do it, I'm going to say no, won't be able to do that, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I would love to be able to, but I'm not going to be able to. The next step is they're going to be waiting on an excuse. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Kyra here, interpreter of African American history and culture, motivational and spiritual speaker. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about why we have to set those boundaries and let them stand, no matter what anybody got to say. All right, everybody knows how important it is to be setting boundaries around here in these parks. It's important to set boundaries so people can know that you are not to be tried, that you are not to be had, that you are not to be played with. But a lot of times when we set boundaries, they're not done in the best way. So I think a lot of people, when they try to set boundaries, what ends up happening is people get offended. And so when I say set boundaries, what I mean is you have a list of things that if this person does this or this person does that, then you have to take it upon yourself to either say, listen, I need for you to try to change this. I need for you to, at least if you can't change it, respect me enough to not do it to me. And then if the person still goes on and continues to do the same thing over and over and over again, you have to stop and sit back and ask yourself, listen, I need to start reevaluating some of these relationships that I have in my life, and that I need to start asking myself some questions about whether or not how important it is for me to have this person in my life. Because you have to understand, not everybody is going to be genuine. Not everybody is going to be good to you. Not everybody is going to show you all the love and care in the world. And a lot of times people will realize just what they've done to you. And you have to stop and think about the fact that if this person is comfortable doing the same thing over and over and over again to me, even after I've told them that it bothers me and that this is a boundary that I would like for them to respect, then you have to ask yourself, does this person truly care about me, or do they only care about what they want for them? And that is one of the major important things I see happening with people when they try to set boundaries. It's not the most successful when you tell a person, listen, you keep doing this, then we're going to have a problem. That's not setting a boundary. That's creating a confrontational situation. Now, it's pretty easy to be out here setting boundaries without hurting someone's feelings or disrespecting them. The best way to do it is to get a notepad, get your notebook, whatever it is that you have, write out your list of boundaries, and then see who in your life. That's when it's time to take evaluation and what I call take inventory, okay? But it's time to do an evaluation of those people that's in your life that continues to disrespect you and do not adhere to your boundaries. And then it's important to say to yourself, okay, what can I do to make this person understand that when they do such and such, this is how it makes me feel? The first thing that you can do is address it to them and see like if they understand where you're coming from. Oh, well, I get it. I didn't know that really hurt your feelings, or I'm sorry, I will definitely keep note of that and try to do better in the future. If their response is anything other than in the scope of what I just said, that means one or two things. One, they don't care, or two, they're not going to do differently. And why would you want someone in your life that doesn't truly, genuinely cares about you? And caring about you is respecting your boundaries. Another thing I have come to realize too, with people who respect boundaries, you don't have to tell them over and over and over again. And what I want to do too is make sure y'all understand, listen, we don't have to be a broken record for people who cares truly about us. They hurt you the first time. Sometimes some people may need a refresher course the second time. After that, you're done. I have been a broken record so many times with people in my life, whether it be relationships, friendships, family relationships. And at this point, I just said, I'm done. We're about to get ready to walk into 2022, y'all. And the last thing y'all want to do is be walking into 2022 carrying in all that drama, those issues, all those problems, all the unnecessary foolishness. You don't want to be bringing all of that is happening this year into your next year. Because I've been telling people this left and right. 2022 God has been telling me it's going to be a season of elevation. It's going to be a season of birth, of blessings, of bountiful blessings. And the last thing you want to do is mix your blessings up with some bull. You know what I'm saying? So what I would say do is just take it upon yourself to remember that you're not being selfish with your boundaries. What you are doing, you're being self-protective, and you're thinking of yourself. And even if it does come off like you're being a little bit selfish, that's okay. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not good yourself, you're not going to be good for anyone else. And I have decided, and took it upon myself to truly do whatever I can possible to not only make myself happy, but if who I am is making God happy, I don't care if anybody else is happy. And that's no offense to anyone in my life, whether it be my mother, father, siblings, my significant other, my best friends, my family members, whoever it may be. It's just the fact that we all have to live our own life, and we have to remember that at the end of the day, that we answer to God and God only. So if you can't respect my boundaries, not only are we going to have a problem, but there's a good chance that the relationship that you're in, no matter which one that it is, it may not be able to continue to move forward. And that's something that I want to make sure, and I keep reiterating that because it's so important. I don't want people to get into the habit of thinking that you have to tolerate people's behavior. Listen, I got a boundary list right now. My number one boundary that I definitely hold true and dear and stick to: disrespect is the quickest way for you to make a grand exeunt out of my life. I do not tolerate disrespect on any level. Listen, I don't care who it is coming from. Now, with your parents, that's going to be a little harder for you to do. What you can do is sit there, take it, eat it, and just be like, okay, mom, dad, all right, yes, ma'am, no, sir, whatever. But when you get to a certain age, like right now for me, I'm 27 years old. I'm almost 30 years old. So if my parents are saying something to me, and if they're yelling or something, whatever, what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to say, I want to hear you out. I appreciate what you're saying. You have the right to say whatever you want, whatever, you're my mom and dad, but I can't continue in the conversation if you continue to yell at me, or if you continue to say some off the wall things to me, because I have to have self-respect for myself. And if I stand here and sit here, and allow you to say this and that to me, that's not me having respect for myself. That's one of the ways that I definitely think that, you can go about if you're dealing with parents. Friends and everyone else, whatever, kind of the same token, but sometimes you have to remember that each different situation may call for a different type of response too, okay? That's one of the things I try my best to remember. Another boundary of mine, I am not big on people that try to use me. Get very comfortable with saying the word no. If you can't do it, then you just can't do it. No explanation needed. You don't have to give an explanation. Listen, when you open up the door, when you give an explanation, it's opening up the door to make it seem like you feel guilty for not being able to meet this person's expectations. So what? Like, you have your own life. If you can do it, great. If you can't, oh well. But for instance, like if someone asks me to do something and if I can't do it, I'll be like, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. For example, if somebody wanted me to do something, you know what I would do? If I can't do it, I'm going to say, no, won't be able to do that, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I would love to be able to, but I'm not going to be able to. The next step is they're going to be waiting on an excuse. The next thing, they're going to be waiting on your explanation as to why you can't do it. Do you owe them an explanation? Not really. But I can see why most people will feel inclined to give one. But again, if you do that, what you're doing is opening up the door to other possibilities. Let's say like you say, oh, I would love to, but I'm sorry, I can't. See, the thing is, I don't get off work until like 6 o'clock. Oh, this is what they're going to say. I'm telling you. Oh, well, why don't you just take a nap and then you could come by a little later on. Like, it doesn't have to be right now. No. Just say, no, I can't. Leave it at that. And then they have no choice but to accept it. It's no explanation. And I'm not saying you have to be a butthole about it. I'm just saying stand firm. because only you know what you can do. Let me tell y'all something. I spent years allowing people to take advantage of me and my kindness. And what it did is that it didn't leave me much for myself. It didn't leave enough of myself for myself. And so what I started doing was practicing not allowing people to speak to me any kind of way, to treat me any kind of way, for people to guilt trip me, for people to gaslight me, all of the above, for people to try to make me feel bad for choosing me. Ain't happening no more, Jack. Ain't happening no more, Jill. So what I'm going to say is to each and every last one of you, protect your boundaries and stick to your guns, because y'all, people will try to make you feel bad for choosing you all the time, and you better not let them. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video talking about setting those boundaries, how important it is, and why you must stick to them. I hope that, again, that you all will tune in to next Wednesday. Miss Monique and I will be sitting down on the couch and discussing why it's important for us to embrace ourselves. Y'all know, I know y'all see me in a very different location, but I decided to try something different today. So y'all remember what your girl always say. Y'all remember to stay up and to also stay blessed. Y'all be easy and have a wonderful day. Until next time.